Hey friends, Chris Stacy here. I hope everybody is doing well. Today I'm going to talk about a little bit of an awkward topic, but it really needs to be talked about, and it's, are we prepared? And our minds can go all kinds of places when we talk about that. But the reason I brought it up, I've talked to a family member recently about this. They're dealing with some stuff on the other side of their family. And then I saw a post this morning that talked about the exact same thing I've talked about over the weekend. So I thought it was important enough, I wanted to share with you guys. And I'm just gonna read through some of this because I don't wanna overlook anything. And I copied this offline, so it should be beneficial and hopefully accurate for North Carolina as well. But it says, if you do nothing else, put a beneficiary on all of your financial accounts, like your checking account, savings, CDs, life insurance, and investments. So you don't need a will for them to get your money, just a death certificate. And that's that awkward thing I was talking about. Sometimes we have to talk about things that aren't happy things. But if we don't talk about them now, when will you talk about them? And we need to be prepared. It says make a list, preferably by hand instead of on your computer, and either give it to your trusted person, spouse, or put it in your safety security box at the bank. If the person doesn't know you have a savings account or CD at whatever bank it is, how can they ever go and get the money out? Make sure you have a trusted person that is a signer on your security box at the bank. It's important is information to get your affairs together. Make sure that all bank accounts have direct beneficiaries. The beneficiary need only to go to the bank with your death certificate and an ID on their own. Something else we probably need to have is a living will, which allows one to put in writing exactly what you want done in the event that you cannot speak for yourself when it comes to healthcare decisions as other final decisions. A lot of people don't think about that living will. I've heard of some people might do the do not resuscitate DNR. Guys, let your family know what your wishes are. If that's your wish and you don't want to be resuscitated, you have to let them know so that they're not having to make that hard decision without your guidance. Next thing is a durable power of attorney. It says it allows one to designate a person to make legal decisions if you're no longer competent to do so. Then there's a healthcare power of attorney. This document allows one to designate someone to make healthcare decisions for them. And one I think we should all really have is a last will and testament. I say that, I started mine 2 years ago. The attorney drafted it for me, and it's been sitting right over there on my desk since he mailed it to me. But I promise you, Shannon and I will be looking at that very soon and finishing it. So the last will and testament designates to whom personal belongings will go and who the administrator will be. But if you have a beneficiary on any of your financial accounts, that will override a will. For instance, if you say that I leave all my possessions to my daughter Susie, but on your savings account, the beneficiary is your best friend, well, the money goes to your best friend. Funeral planning declarations. This allows one to say exactly their wishes as to the disposition of the body and for the services. I'm a Mason, and most of you guys know that. And when a Mason dies, we can have a Masonic funeral. And guys, if you've never seen a Masonic funeral, it is one of the most beautiful services I have ever seen. It's right up there with the military services, but I actually really like the Masonic one because of the meaning behind it. So if you've never seen it, if you get a chance to go to one, please attend, but listen to what the guys are saying. It's just amazing. If all the above documents are done, then you can avoid probate. If all the above is not done, then you have to open an estate account at the bank. It says all money that doesn't have direct beneficiaries goes into that account. You have to have an attorney to open the estate account. It says the attorney has to publicize your passing in the newspaper or post publications at the county courthouse to allow anyone to make a claim on your property. And it's a complete pain. That's what this is, but I agree with that 100%. In real estate, I help folks with estates on a regular basis, and I can just see the amount of work that they have to go through when there's not a will and all this put in place. It does make it a lot harder on the loved ones that are left behind. It says to make a list of all bank and account numbers, all investment institutions with the account numbers, lists of credit cards, utility accounts, etc., and leave clear instructions on how and when these things are to be paid. Make sure your heirs know where your life insurance policies are located. Make 100% sure that someone knows your Apple ID. Yeah, we're in the 21st century. Make sure they know your Apple ID, your bank ID logins, and passwords. Make sure you have all the titles for your vehicles, your campers, all that together. You might even set up a trust for intended beneficiaries, especially those that are too young, and then appoint a trustee of that trust. It says, but most importantly, and I agree with this, talk with those closest to you and make all of your wishes known. Talk to those whom you've designated as well as those close to you and whom you did not designate. Now, think about that. Let's read that again. Talk to those you have designated as well as those that are close to you that you did not designate. Do this to explain why your decisions were made and to avoid any lingering questions or hurt feelings. And guys, I hope this helps. I hope it lights a spark to encourage you and your friends and family to take care of these things and make it easier for those that you leave behind. And yeah, this is a hard thing to talk about. We don't want to do it, but it's necessary. And I hope that hearing this today helps you get on to what you need to be doing to make sure things are right. Take it, run with it, get it done. And that way, if something was to ever happen to you, or if something happens to me, that my loved ones they're going to be squared away and know what to do. It's going to be hard enough dealing with life without you. Let's try to make it as easy as we can. My hope is that the above list helps you start an important conversation with your loved ones, because it's a very necessary conversation. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I'll be glad to help any way I can. I can point you in direction to the attorneys I've used for my will, or if you just want to run some ideas by me. Thanks again. Hope you have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.